CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Off the top, a big Formula One weekend is finally here. The biggest names in motorsports will hit the track at Hard Rock Stadium. CBS News Miami's Tanya Francois has the breakdown.
I'm Tanya Francois in Miami Gardens. It's day one of F1. The crowds are already starting to pick up. Traffic very busy on these Miami Gardens streets. We're told about 600,000 people are expected to flood South Florida and the city of Miami Gardens, and especially Hard Rock Stadium, to pack and see the cars go round and round in what is called Formula One, the Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix. You can already see there are tourists and there are people who are come here to visit and to come and see the races. Traffic at a standstill at a lot of parts, and you can hear the cars zipping by. That is what we call Formula One and why so many people are here. In Miami Gardens, Tanya Francois, CBS News, Miami.
And with the big event also comes some road closures. The Turnpike exit ramps to the stadium remain closed. In addition to the Turnpike ramps, 199th will be closed from 27th Avenue to just east of the Turnpike from 6 to 9 p.m. On Saturday, the same roads are impacted, but 199th will be closed from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Finally, on Sunday, the day of the Miami Grand Prix, 199th will be closed again between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. The Turnpike ramps will reopen at 10 p.m.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And taking a live look outside, it is a beautiful day across South Florida. But will the good weather stick around for all the big weekend events? Next Weather Chief Meteorologist Ivan Cabrera joins us.
Yeah, I think we'll turn a little bit more unsettled heading into Saturday and Sunday, but that's just a couple of isolated showers. It's not going to be a big deal for us here on the breeze. East at 12 right now, and that easterly component continues. And at times, you know, there's a little moisture offshore. We'll transport it there on the wind, and that will deposit a few showers, what we've been talking about the last few days. No significant change in the thinking to the forecast heading in to the upcoming weekend, or the weekend is here, right? There's that little cell that just went off Bimini there, but you can see it falling apart. Some do make it onshore, and you see a few showers up towards Pompano Beach that just came in, but they dry out as soon as they hit land here, so we're looking pretty good. As far as the wind speeds, not terrible right now, 12 to 15 miles an hour. I think that'll come up a little bit as we head into Saturday and Sunday, so a breezy weekend, but warm and relatively dry, except for that rain chance at 20% for those isolated showers. That's about it as far as rain coverage coming up Saturday and Sunday. And notice on Rain Tracker for the rest of tonight, we are quiet. If you have outdoor plans, showers in the morning right off the coast there through Broward. Miami-Dade could also get in on that. It's just hard to time these, but at times we're going to have a little moisture coming in the form of some showers, and then we'll get you into Sunday for the big day there, and that looks even drier than Saturday with just not much doing. If anything does try to develop, because the wind is going to be stronger, it's going to push everything towards the western side of the peninsula here, so that bodes well for us and our weekend activities here. As far as the wind speeds, these are the wind gust forecasts there, so nothing terrible, certainly not 25, 30 mile an hour wind, which would cause the wind advisory to be issued. Not expecting those kind of winds, but it will be a little bit breezier. All right, so temperatures by the afternoon, once again, pretty typical for this time of year. I think we'll be mid-80s for both weekend days, and we'll have rain chances between 10 and 20% for both Saturday and Sunday, and your 7-day forecast will feature that. Into next week, the only change really is a uptick in temperatures here as we get numbers back to the upper 80s, and with a little more humidity, that's going to start feeling a bit uncomfortable for us here. So the weekend, yeah, and it's Cinco de Mayo. We haven't talked too much about that, but that's coming on Sunday, and then overnight temperatures staying pretty steady in the mid-70s.
Ivan, thank you. A man is facing battery charges. It's after he allegedly reached under the skirt of a woman. BSO says this happened on a Spirit Airlines flight as the passenger walked past his seat. 69-year-old Jeffrey Tate has been taken to BSO. We'll have more on this story tonight at 5. A disturbing discovery. A child and man were found dead inside a Hialeah apartment. CBS News Miami's Pedro Dominguez explains what police had to say.
Here at this Hialeah apartment complex, neighbors are stunned and heartbroken. Police say a 36-year-old man shot and killed his 6-year-old son and then took his own life inside this apartment. Detectives say the child's mother came home and found both of them on Thursday evening. It's very sad, Raul Arteaga told us in Spanish. He lives a few doors away. Arteaga says the family is from Pakistan and knows them by name. He says the boy often rode his bicycle outside with his parents watching. Neighbors saw no signs of trouble until now. I only heard a scream from a person, apparently a woman. This neighbor, who didn't want to give her name or show her face, told us in Spanish. Police say all evidence points to a murder-suicide.
Oh, this is heartbreaking. You know, whenever a child loses their life, especially at the hands of an adult, it's heartbreaking for everyone involved. We feel and we're praying for the family at this time, the neighbors, and anyone else that was involved in this. So this is a tragedy that should have never happened.
Police have not identified the father and his son. They say they are also interviewing neighbors and looking at numerous videos from Ring cameras here at the complex. We will have an update on this story starting at 5 on CBS News Miami. In Hialeah, Peter Danch, CBS News Miami.
We are learning more about a crash that killed a teenager. The teen was on an electric scooter. This is where it happened on McNabb Road. That's just west of University. BSO tells us the driver did not realize the teen was going towards the vehicle. Tonight at 5, we're going to have new details, including the name of the teenage victim. Two of Fort Lauderdale's most flood-prone neighborhoods are getting revamped. They're getting a new stormwater drainage system. Crews dug up roads in the Durs and Dorsey Riverbend neighborhood. It's for a new drain pipe and catch basins. Many of their homes flooded during last year's record rainfall. Durs is getting 6.5 miles of new piping. Dorsey Riverbend is getting 1.5 miles. The new system is also going to take into account climate change.
The majority of the stormwater systems built in Fort Lauderdale today were designed for about 3 inches of rainfall. All of these new neighborhoods where we're doing stormwater improvement, the goal is 10-inch rainfall in a 24-hour period.
This is phase 1 of the storm drain project. It includes 8 communities. 2 are nearly done while construction is underway and 2 more. Completion is expected by the year 2034. Cat mating season is in full force, and Broward County is getting some outside help. CBS News Miami's Steve McGeary explains.
It's mating season for cats, and here in Broward County, they're getting help from an expert. He calls himself Trap King, and he travels in this van around the country helping out stray cats. He helped out the county in an outreach event where he would help spread the word about the services available for cats, while also setting up traps for stray cats and also helping deliver food. This is a way for the county animal care to bring in stray cats so they can be spayed and neutered and to get medical treatment to ensure they can control the population. Coming up at 5:30, you'll hear about why the county brought in the Trap King to help them out with their mission.
And when we come back, from bad to worse, the latest reports on severe storms that are pounding parts of Texas as we speak. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Turning now to the hush money trial of former President Donald Trump. Testimony resumes this afternoon for Hope Hicks. She served as Trump's 2016 press secretary. Her testimony comes on the 11th day of the trial. She detailed her experience as campaign press secretary and explained how she took on the role despite not having any prior experience. Hicks would go on to hold various roles in the White House during his presidency. Police are cracking down on campus protests against the war in Gaza. Police cleared an occupied library at Portland State University in Oregon. That ended a days-long occupation. In New York, we are getting a look at body cam footage. It shows New York police officers cutting their way through barricades at Columbia University. One of those officers mistakenly fired a gun inside the hall. No one was hurt.
If the police use heavy-handed tactics, it sort of ignites a larger movement. At the same time, when protesters are perceived to use extreme tactics, that can lead to both disapproval and legitimize the more forceful response by the police.
Several universities say bad actors intentionally sparked that violence. Now to the severe weather hitting parts of Texas. Many roads in the region are swamped, and that's making driving impossible. CBS News Miami's Omar Villafranca is just north of Houston with the report.
Parts of Conroe, Texas are swamped.
This is my second flood in 3 months, and I have 6 feet of water in my house.
About 4 inches of rain fell in the past 24 hours, sending more water into the already swollen San Jacinto River and flooding parts of the city. Across southeast Texas, roads were inundated, leaving some vehicles submerged.
You're driving into the creek! No, stop!
In College Station, this driver was unable to see where the road ended and the creek began. She then abandoned her sinking car.
She is okay. That is the important part. Her car, maybe not so much.
North of Houston in Montgomery County, the flooding is so extreme in certain areas, the view from above shows water rising halfway up homes, and dozens of rescues were reported across the region.
High water vehicles like this one are the only way to get around certain neighborhoods.
In Livingston, Texas, drone video shows water so high and expansive we could not travel there. We were able to get to nearby Cold Spring and spoke with one resident who evacuated her home.
It's been stressful. I haven't slept good in like 4 nights, just worried about everything going on.
Rivers and lakes in this area are expected to crest later on today. Here in Montgomery County, there are voluntary evacuations. Down in the Houston area, Harris County, there are some mandatory evacuations because the San Jacinto River is just too swollen. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Conroe, Texas.
A consumer alert. The latest jobs report out today reveals that fewer jobs were added last month than expected. The April numbers show 175,000 jobs were added. Gains were seen in healthcare and transportation, but there were a wave of layoffs to hit the tech industry. That's the CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Nasha Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a wonderful Friday.